Now getting you this latest piece of news that's coming in. We are learning of Israeli airstrikes, and all of this is continuing. Remember, ongoing escalation that has in fact increased many-fold, and this is what we are looking at. This is Tehran, remember, heart of Iran. Israeli airstrikes that we are told have hit IRGC bases in Tehran. The Revolutionary Guard Corps and the HQ has already been attacked by the Israeli forces, and that pounding by the Israelis continues as far as the IRGC bases are concerned now in Tehran. So these are the visuals that we have, and can you see the dramatic visuals there, and the blast, the fire, also the smoke bellowing, all of this, and also the sounds that we can hear as far as this is concerned. So IRGC bases continue to be impacted. If we take a look at the next set of images, this is the Fujairah in UAE. This oil depot is been a concerning episode in this entire escalation, and how it is spilling on to becoming a global energy crisis, something that countries like India are bearing the brunt of. So this is the Fujairah oil base, and there you see the fire. This is a very concerning piece of visual that we are bringing out. This continues to be pounded in the UAE, and this is one major development. If we further take a look at these visuals that have been released by the Central Command, this in fact shows the every kind of escalations coming in from the US side, and how they are going on to in fact attack the Iranian bases for that matter, and all of this really continues. If we take a look at the next set of images, it's not just restricted to Iran. Of course, the proxies, the Iranian proxies have also been attacked. Iraq missile attack in Erbil. So that is also something that we are reporting. This is Erbil. We are considering this is from March 5th itself, and you can see very close visuals of the after effect of this attack, where you see broken window panes have been attacked. Remember, US base in Iraq has also been impacted, and Erbil has been at the receiving end of this escalation. If we take a look at the next slide, this is coming in from the Islamic regime sites in Sanandaj in Iran, and how you see another set of attacks that are here. We have in fact marked these up for you, so you can see how these blasts are being reported visually. In fact, they have been documented. All of this is coming in from Sanandaj in Iran. So these attacks also continue to happen. Remember, carpet bombing by Israeli and American forces that we continue to talk about. All of this example of exactly that. My colleague Akanksha is now in the newsroom to take this forward. Akanksha?
All right, so there's a lot of inputs, and there's a parallel bombardment of information, as you can see, whether it is in terms of visuals. But if you look at it, the overall strategy of Iran at the moment, we've shown you how Iran is being targeted. The IRGC headquarters, which remember is the spine of the Iranian regime at the moment, they are getting pounded since yesterday. A host of other targets, including their nuclear facilities as well. But what one must keep in mind is that Iran's strategy over here is to in fact increase the overall global cost of this conflict, of this war, and that includes the US allies as well, apart from in fact targeting just Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, two power centers in Israel. Let's quickly go across to Kritsween, who has some fresh information for us. She'll break it down for us. Yes, Kritsween.
Yeah, these are visuals, Akanksha. This is an attack that's taken place in Iran's western city of Sanandaj. I'm going to quickly request our video journalist to zoom in on these visuals. So looks like possibly in the wee hours or late last night, the kind of explosion that you can see here. Now, this is Iran being targeted, and we've seen a series of these explosions in Iran. In fact, big claims that are being made as we speak by both the United States and Israel. Both of them, in fact, Israel in particular says that it has completely taken over Tehran's airspace. So, you know, there are aircrafts, fighter jets that they claim have full control over Tehran's skies, over Iran's skies. And this is one such example of what we're seeing in several parts of Iran. In fact, Siddhant a little while earlier was telling us about Urmia University, that several students have reached out to him and have told him in person about the kind of explosion, the damage that entire city has witnessed the last few hours. So while there are still reports that indicate a lot of damage has been witnessed, those reports stand confirmed because some Indian students have reached out to us and have spoken of what the state of affairs there is.
Very rightly said, and that means more trouble for India, even though India has ensured that these medical students actually evacuate Tehran, and India has also managed to provide them with food and shelter. But remember, there was an examination for the medical that was set to take place on 5th of March, which is why some students even had to choose to stay back in Tehran. So it is incumbent on the Indian government to provide them adequate security and shelter as well.